Peace and light, peace, love, and light. As you come in, let me know that you're here. Put a number 9 in the chat if you can hear me and see me well. And don't forget to hit the like button. It's been a while. It has been such a while. I know. Deetra Arnett. Hey, how are you? Peace, love, and light. I know it's been such a while. I hope you have been very, very, very well. I'm just going to wait a few more seconds and just give an update. I am here. I am well. I've just needed to take some time, reclaim my time, and rejuvenate myself, which is very important. So as you all come in, make sure you hit the like button. And I'll sit here with you guys just for a few moments. And then I have to get back. I want to thank everyone. Okay. Get it in 3. Deetra Arnett. Okay. What does that mean? I see the the 3, greater than 3 that you put there. But I do want to just let everyone know that I am well. I know that has been such a long while. So first and foremost, as you guys know, I don't wait too long. I just like to get right into it. This will be available for replay. The reason why I have not been doing or being busy, or made myself seen or have done any lives or any real content like I used to on this platform is for many reasons. Number one is I've given so much of myself. If you look through this channel, I have a lot of content that I have taken a lot of my time currency to bring to you all. A lot of it has just been, free, just me just giving freely. Throughout all of my travels, any pertinent details or information that I felt would be beneficial, whether it's to your travel and, your move or businesses in certain countries or places and spiritual enlightenment, if you will. I have given so much of myself to the point that it became very draining. Everything is energy, right? Everything is energy. And so I felt like so much energy was leaving me and none was given back in return. There was a lot of vulture type of behavior going on. I don't think you guys realize, like, it's a little hard. Oh, okay. It didn't come across that way. Okay. Thank you. Oh, thank you so much for that. Thank you. But I wanted to say, so people latch on, everything is energy, everything is frequency, everything is vibration. And so when I, someone like myself who has such a genuine and pure energy and light around them, a lot of vultures come and a lot of vampires come, okay, to cipher that energy. And that was the situation. And that's why I had to, one of the main reasons why I decided to just step back and not engage in any type of content on this platform. A lot of people reach out to me on this platform. I receive a lot of emails. Some people that I have allowed into my circle, which I don't do very often, maybe I've given them my personal phone number, or tried to create, an organic a relationship, sisterhood, brotherhood, if you will. Um, a lot of that has not been beneficial. And so it's just made me be a lot, just even more cautious and careful, about who I allow in, about who I give access to me outside of this platform. There's just been a lot of vampire type of, behavior, energy vampire behavior, and I don't like that. I will cut you off as soon as I see that that's the type of dynamic that's being created. I will not participate in that. A lot of people reach out to me and they ask me to do things that they should be doing for themselves. Now, I rarely ask, for anything really on this platform except for, support in liking the content, commenting and sharing. But also, of course, as it comes to like when it comes to my books, things that I create outside, of this space, or booking consultations for, affirmation, manifestation, and motivation sessions and things of that nature. I rarely ask for support. As it relates to, donations or what have you. But I've noticed, like, I've given so much of myself on this platform, and most have not poured into me. Most have not given back, to show their appreciation. And so, I have sat for hours. I've had people who have access to me via my phone number, and I have sat for hours pouring into people and pouring in, you know, um, that's light. I am giving my light and my time currency to you, and all for people to be very disrespectful, very ungrateful, and like I said, just ciphering the energy, the light, eating it up, and discarding, me. And I'm just not gonna put up with that anymore. I'm not. And so I feel like if I am valuable to you, then there needs to be an even exchange. There needs to be an even exchange. I have given purely from myself. So that's that. The other reason why I have not been on this platform is just it's just been a lot of just discriminatory, questionable practices, where I put my content out there and my content is not being placed into the algorithm. My stuff is being shadow banned. My numbers are going like up and down, like up and down. Like 1 minute um, it'll say, oh, I'll have like, let's say 1450, and then next thing I know, it's gone down to 1440, and then it goes back up, and I'm just like, what is going on here? Like, what's going on with YT? I I just, the shenanigans and the games and all of that, I just honestly like don't have time for. So I was like, let me just take a step back and work on my own things, and I have been doing that. So I also want to thank everyone who purchased Speak Light. If you have not purchased Speak Light and you would like to purchase the ebook, it is a compact book of Hikau. And Hikau it just means utterances of power. It's very compact. I designed it that way specifically so that it's not just this heavy, book or thick book that you have to get through. And again, it's not a one-time read. It is a guide that you can utilize continuously through this beautiful time of awakening, to manifest, to affirm, and to provide protection. There's a very powerful poem inside of the guide, and it's a 4 element poem like inside of there that is extremely powerful, because we have the power to call the forces to our aid. The forces are here, the cosmic forces are here to aid us. They are here to aid us, and there is a way that you can activate them and call them to your aid and call them to your protection. So there's a 4 element poem of protection in there. There are, daily affirmations that have been proven to work, because I am living proof that they work. Definitely living the life that I want. And I just feel so extremely, extremely, extremely grateful for this life that I have created. Just waking up to my powers, and knowing that everything, that I see is a reflection of my mind. Okay, that I create this reality. And so me being able to create this new life, okay, and this new world in this beautiful shift has just been such a sweet joy, such a sweet joy. So I've been busy. My second book is about to debut on Her Pen Publishings. It's my publishing company. And so I'm really, really, really excited about it. It is a love story. The name will be released soon, like in a matter of a couple of weeks, 2 to 3 weeks from now, the name is going to be released. But I have to first make sure that, it's protected, because people like to steal. Okay. So I have to make sure that my intellectual property is protected. So thank you to everyone who purchased Speak Light. But I do want to say this. Being a writer and being an author and showing your support for authors and for writers, buying the book is not enough. Okay? In order to show like your complete support, you buy the book, you read the book, and then you make commentary about the content of the book, things that you learned, things that you loved, any epiphanies that you had, things that you wished were included in the book. And you write a review of the book. And so I had to chase so many people down just to, write a review of Speak Light. It's really annoying. So whenever you're supporting an author, it's really, really important that you not only buy the book, but that you also review the content of the book. Very, very, very important. So please, this time around, when you are purchasing my second debut, that you please leave a review. It's extremely, extremely important, and it's needed. It's beneficial. It puts it out there. It lets, other people, it makes other people aware, of the book. So please make sure that you pen a review. But this is definitely in my heart. I truly feel this is like screenplay material. This book. So it's such a beautiful love story, very powerful. So I cannot wait to bring it to you all. So other than that, I've just really been heavy in my ascension, and making sure that I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. Many of you all may feel like, some may feel conflicted. Yeah. there's so many things going on. Like Aquarius is such a beautiful like lotus flower, but it's like at the same time it can be very overwhelming for some because there's just such like a great amount of information, and it's like it could be pulling you in like several directions. And so I would encourage you to limit your social media. um, Definitely limit the amount of times that you access social media. It can really like I see people like going stir crazy, right? Because you have some people over here talking about like who we are and us being indigenous to this land and that land, and and then you have mainstream media distractive tactics. Okay. 1 minute it's an alien invasion, and the next minute it's an EMP, and the next minute there's famine, and then the next, I mean, you have all of these things like being thrown at you, and sometimes some of you may feel like, well, where am I, what am I supposed to do, what do I need to do right now, like what do I need to do? Should I be gardening? Should I be planting? Should I be getting land, or should I be moving, or should I be working in the system, or should I be out of there, or should I be changing my status? Like, I mean, I see people like going stir crazy. Yeah. The thing that you need to focus on always is yourself and your ascension. Okay, going back to your divine self, finding your way back, helping the soul find its way back home. That is your primary responsibility here on the physical plane of our earth, of Kai, of Gaia. Okay. um that should be like your number one thing. Knowing thyself should be number one. I absolutely like, I love knowledge. Like I'm always like, I'm forever a student, and I love knowledge. I love it. However, dibbling and dabbling and this and that and that, and instead of mastering the thing that's most important, which is self, can be very disastrous, disastrous, and it can lead to, like I said, a lot of like confusion, and then you feel overwhelmed, and then you crash, right? So the number one thing that you should always focus on is yourself, your ascension, and knowing thyself. And that consists of um knowing how your body, how this machine works, that your light is trapped in. Okay, how does this body work? Knowing your spiritual self, knowing your organic self, which is consciousness. How does consciousness work? These are things that I can explain. And these are things that you should be able to explain how consciousness works. Okay. So these are the things that you need to be focusing on. Okay. Knowing, how your digestive system works, knowing how spirit works through matter. Okay. So on this physical plane, we experience and we manifest via our five helpers, which are our senses, On the astral plane, you have to work through the glandular system. And on the etheric plane, you have to work through your nervous system. Okay? Everything has a system that it works through. Okay. So when you are manifesting, you must use your five helpers. And most importantly, you use the magnetosphere and then you use your the electric, you're generating ideas and thoughts. That's the electricity. And then you need mag you need you need that magnetic field. That's your heart. Okay, when these two become one, that is how you master manifestation. You cannot master it any other way. They have to become one. They have to become one. And you do this by using the five senses. This is how it works on the physical plane. But if you are one that's feeling like, I don't know what to do, and I'm so confused, and it's just so many things, it's so much information, you know, master self. That is the highest commandment. Master thyself. Know thyself. Okay. Of course, if you're wanting to work on the higher planes outside of this physical plane, like I said, working through the astral plane, working through the glandular system, and then the etheric plane, working through the nervous system. With the glandular system, your members, your organs, they can't be full of crap. They can't. So, you know, you have to make sure that you are mostly okay, because everything is in balance, right? You don't want to deprive yourself or feel deprived, but you have to put life force and energy, electricity in the body. So, what you eat matters. So make sure that you're eating well. Make sure that first that you're cleansing and doing your cleansing. Make sure that your members are cleansed and they're clean, so that they can be receptive to the subtle energies. Because as that energy, the source, that primal force energy, it condenses down, it becomes grosser and grosser and grosser. Okay, but when you're going in the higher realms, there it's very subtle. You know, it's kind of like how you may have been warned not to do something or go somewhere. It's like this faint feeling, you know, oh, I probably shouldn't, and you bypass that, you ignore it, right? And then something happens and it's like, oh, I should have listened. That's how spirit works. It's extremely subtle. So if you want to experience those subtle energies, make sure that the receptors, you know, that they are open and clean and clear to receive those kinds of energy exchanges. Very, very, very important. So what you're eating. I have noticed during my time away, I am not even hungry most of the time, you know. And so I haven't been really, really hungry. There have been times where I have eaten and I'm like, why am I eating? I'm not hungry, right? Because it becomes like force of habit. So I've been reminding myself, like, if I'm not hungry, I don't need to eat, but I do need to stay hydrated. Of course, the melons are such a gift, and it is a fantastic way of hydrating yourself. A lot of the water that's out here is just dead. It gives you no type of like heightened energy whatsoever. I know for me, it doesn't. I've noticed that. So the melons are, you know, a good way to get that hydration in, and also get those essential electrolytes like that you need. So I would say make sure that, you know, you have your melons, your honeydew melon, your sandia or watermelon, um, also the cantaloupe. Love all of them. I make sure that I have them readily available like every day, and they're just so refreshing, so refreshing. And of course, you need to make sure that you're growing your own. These things are getting expensive. So yeah, that's it. I did want to come on and say those things. And if you're wanting to book a session with me, you can email me um, either through my site, Herpin Publishings at gmail.com, or Journey Through Alkebulan at gmail.com. And you can book a affirmation or a motivational session, a manifestation session with me. So that's what I've been doing. Just living the best life that I want, and that I deserve. In Mexico, um, being outside of that rat race, it's been it's been such a joy. Joy is really an understatement. I went back into that world, that draining world. And I wish I hadn't have. I really, I wish I hadn't have. And I think, we all are going through our transitions, and I just know that I've drawn the line. I'll say that. I've drawn the line, and everyone will get to the point where they're sick and tired of being sick and tired, right? So I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. And so I had to do something about it. And so being in that world, when I put myself back in that rat race for the time that I did, I felt so drained. I mean, and spirit was just like, you don't belong here. You don't belong here. You don't belong here. You don't belong here. Like, I just kept hearing, you don't belong there. You don't, it's just like you reach a certain point spiritually. And you're at a certain level, like up on the ladder. And it's just like, okay, you're not supposed to be going back down there to that level, like on that floor. So it was like, I had surpassed, that world, and spirit was definitely kicking my butt. And like I said, I just immediately felt like there was someone sucking energy like right out of my body. And so I was like, I got to get the heck out of here. Like, I have got to get up, because you have no time. Like, all the work that I've done, I just felt like I was just being like, my energy was being depleted. And there is no time for self. There is no time for self. So being in this world, back in this world, of peace, of serenity, of moderate pace, I can refocus, my attention, and utilize my time currency a lot better and rejuvenate myself. I'm all about aging in reverse. I will never look my age. I know that. And plus, I don't get all into the ages. When I celebrate my solar return, I forget about whatever age. Okay. I am supposed to be according to this Gregorian calendar. It's a celebration of my light coming back with the sun back to that very place when I manifested here this time around, on this physical plane. That's it. Celebrating my my ascension, celebrating my growth and enlightenment, celebrating the maturation process, just celebrating those things, but never an age. Okay. Once you make yourself believe that you are this age, then it will reflect physically. Okay. So I've forgotten all about that. I will be forever young. This is something that I know. This is something that I pride myself in the taking care of myself, loving myself. I just know that I will never ever look whatever age I am said I'm supposed to be according to this Gregorian calendar. People will never know. I'll be, you know, 60, and people will never ever know. So I'll always make sure that I take care of myself. My temple, it is where my light resides at this moment. And so it is highly important that I take care of this beautiful temple. And I always will, in the way that I dress, keeping up with my skin, what I put on my skin. You guys, I was just reading this article and it was talking about the energy, okay, energy levels of certain like materials. And did you know that like linen and wool has like the highest energy level? Some of you guys may have seen this information, and I'm just like, well, dang, I can't do the wool because like I live where it's like 2,000 degrees every day, but we can work with the linen, you know. And then you have the pure like cotton also. But the satins and of course the polyesters and all of those things, not good for us. Everything is about energy, everything. So I'm changing so many things about myself, and you know, it's becoming a baby again. You know, really, you're becoming a child again, having an open heart and having an open mind, you know, to accept, to hear, okay, to research, to filter internally, okay, and then accept the truth. You are the God of your experience, okay? So you have to be, as a child, to throw off the dross, to awaken out of the coma, the dogmatic coma that we've all been put into, to break the spell. Okay, you have to be as a child again and be open to that, because we've been programmed from the time that we have come out of our mother's wombs. So there is a lot that we have to discard. You know, there's a lot that we have to unlearn. There's so much. And this is why, again, I take my time away, because I'm still discarding as well. You know, I am. And this is not an easy thing. It's not an easy walk. I was just telling my son, like, I probably should have not taken the red pill, right? Because it's the red pill, right, Simon? Like, it's the red pill. Like, the blue pill is the dross, right? So I was just telling myself, like, I wished not wish, but like, I wondered what it would be like if I didn't take the red pill. Because this is not easy. You know, I have lost a lot. And sometimes, like I said, it can feel very lonely, although I know that I am never alone. It's something that I know. However, I wouldn't be telling the truth if I didn't mention that sometimes it does. It feels very lonely at times. I've lost a lot of family, you know, but knowing who they are, knowing why I chose these particular people to be in my life, knowing that I chose even the womb that I was born from, you know, my mom, and why I chose her, and knowing that she had all the right attributes and characteristics and personality traits that I needed, okay, to continue my journey of evolution. And so once you know that and remind yourself of that, you know, it's a way to combat, you know, some of those feelings of loss, you know, because I've lost a lot. I feel like I am just worlds apart, you know, from my family, but I love them dearly, always will, want nothing but goodness for them all. And that is just the truth. Even, with my mom and I having such a tumultuous relationship, I want that woman to be the happiest person like on the planet. I love her. I want nothing but just good and sweet things for her. And when you reach this level, of enlightenment, you learn to just discard any type of animosity. Of course, you don't forget important things, but you really learn to really like let go of animosity, and to truly like purely authentically like wish these people very, very, very well, and that is where I've been for quite some time. But like I said, this road is peace, 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 Medusa, peace. It can be very lonely. It can be very, very lonely. So I've given up a lot. And so, like I said, I was just telling my son, like, why did I take the red pill? Like, maybe I should have taken, like, maybe I should have taken that blue pill, been in this world of disillusion, honey. But no, I wouldn't have it any other way. Like any other way. I could never go back to that coma. I could never go back to that world. I just can't. I cannot go back to that world. I've lifted, the veil has lifted. I am seeing and feeling things. I'm becoming more and more powerful. So I could never go back to that world. But just, in my times of feeling a bit lonely, I'm just like, why the hell did I take this damn red pill? Why? But it's been more beneficial than not. I also wanted to say before I leave, I wanted to ask, I know there's not very many people here, but has anyone changed their status, like from the public side to and the private side? Like, has anyone changed their status from being a 14th Amendment to being a private citizen? Has anyone done that, or a state national, as they call it? Has anyone gone through that process? If you have, let me know in the comments. So there's so many things, that are happening right now. Make sure that you watch the skies, watch the entities around you. I'm able to see entities now, knowing who's an NPC, knowing all these different characters, the holographic ones, the bots, the clones, the work that I have been doing. Again, the veil just continues to lift. And so you definitely need to be on watch and know who's who, because it is very important to know who's who. We are coming to the crescendo and the last part of this great prophecy of Revelation. So I would say continue to do your work. But if anyone has done that, has changed their status, let me know. Of course, the status is already changed in your mind. So I've known for years, the two governments, that we're under, one de facto, and one is the Republic of our Constitution. But if anyone has actually done it on paper, let me know. Okay, so no. Okay, Medusa says no. Okay. So just so you know, you guys, a lot of people have done that. And if you're needing any type of information, I can lead you to a person that can help you do that. Okay, if that's something that you're wanting to do. Okay, of course, you're already free in your mind once that you know that you are flesh and blood. Okay, and that you are not a chattel, and that you're not a slave. Okay, And so, yeah, all the time, the skies keep my attention. Absolutely. We must watch. Things are heating up, you guys. And literally, like, I've been watching the weather patterns. I know Texas has just been going crazy. It's just everywhere. It's not even just Texas. Like, even here, in the Yucatan, it is always like a bazillion degrees. However, it's been like unusually like hot. And so that should tell you something. It's telling you something. Do not ignore these things. Okay. Uh, it's very important that we keep watch. We've always had watchers. So it's really, really important. The other thing that is very important that I want you to know, beautiful ones, just like I mentioned earlier, that there are just so many things and so much information out there. I want you all to know that you shall never befriend or give into FEAR. Never. Never. It doesn't matter what's going on. It doesn't matter what's being said, whether they're calling for a famine, whether they're calling for power outages, whether they're calling for the money reset, the reset of the monetary system. None of that should make you be consumed with fear. You have to know that you are God is in you. So all that you could ever need and you could ever want, you already have it. There is absolutely no reason for you to be fearful. Because if you are still operating in that spirit, then that means that you are still operating on the low vibrational frequency, and you have a lot of work to do. You are down in the underworld, in your lower chakra system, in your lower energy system. And those are worlds, and there are solar systems within themselves. They represent planets, and these planetary spirits. Okay, these planetary spirits affect us. And so you have to know how to conquer these energy systems that are within these planetary spirits. You have to know how to conquer them. Okay? That's how you get to the next lotus flower, to open the doors, to open up the petals, to open up the archetype, to open up the next book of information. That's how. So you will know them by their fruits. So if you see someone still operating in fear and like, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. Oh my God, I'm scared. They said it's gonna be a light outage. Oh, I don't have this, I don't have that. Oh, I don't have the food. People just getting so flustered. You know them by their fruits. And you need to get away from people like that. Okay? You need to get away from people like that. Hi, Susan Simmons. Hi. Oh, Medusa, don't know where to start. Try once before. It was so challenging and confusing. Okay, the status change. Okay. You start off, you can do it. There are several ways to do it. There's the passport way. You can do the status change on the passport form. So if you have your passport, you can amend it if it has not expired yet. If it has expired, you can fill out one of the forms, the DS forms. I know the DS11 is for new, like a new passport. And then there's a form for those that are just renewing their passport. So If you just have, 6 months left on your passport, then you can renew it and fill out the proper form to renew. And on the form, it asks you if you are a citizen of the corporation. Now, guys, some words I'm going to skip over because you know what platform we're on. Sometimes I may go into code. In this time, your mind should be open to that. You should know, get the gist of what, about what I'm talking about. So if you fill out that form, or if you've never had a passport, then you fill out the DS-11. And on the form, it'll ask if you are a citizen of the corp. And of course, you would put no. If you were born in the States, you are under the Constitution of the Republic. Okay? And so you are not. So you need to check no on that form. I have some information, so I can give you what I have if you want to send me an email. And then if you have questions that I may not have the answer to, I know someone who can tell you exactly how to get that information. Okay. So you can email me at Journey Throughout Kebulon and Beyond, and I can send you to the proper person that will be able to help you. But you can correct your status via your passport. So if you have a passport and it has not yet expired, you can amend the passport. So you go onto the State Department's website and look at how you would go about and putting in an amendment. And so you would make sure that you fill out the proper form. And on the form, wherever it asks if you are a citizen of the corp, you would put no. And you should know what I mean when I say corp. So you would check no. It's going to ask about your parents. You're going to check. If you see your parents as being under that corp, then you would have to figure out how you want to check it. But it would be counterproductive. Like for me, I would check no, because no one is. Okay. But you would have to do what you would have to do for yourself. Again, this is just for educational purposes. Not an attorney. I don't work for, the corporation or anyone. This is just me sharing information on how I would go about doing it, and how I went about doing it. Okay. So if you do have a passport, you can go into the Department of State. If it's not yet set to expire, is it set to expire, Medusa? Is your passport set to expire anytime soon? If so, you can fill out the form to renew. If it is not set to expire yet, you can always do an amendment. Always do an amendment. Let me put the information in the chat for anyone who wants to know about how to do it. It really isn't complex. You may also need to do like an explanatory statement, not an affidavit, but an explanatory statement. And there is someone who has a very reputable explanatory statement for purchase. And then I also have an explanatory statement that I can send as well. But let me give you the website. Just stay with me one moment. One second. This will guide you step by step. Okay, let me see. Bear with me. This brother has been doing this for a very long time. He's extremely reputable. Um, Let me see, you guys. Trying to go into history and like look. Okay. Bear with me. Wow, there's been so much information. There's like so much that I have to scroll through to get to this guy. Here he is. Okay. So here, visit this channel here. Type that into YouTube, and he has a video that will show you step by step by step how to correct your status. Okay, step by step, very simple, very easy. Okay, so this way you can start operating on the private side. The straw man is the public side. Okay, and the flesh and blood you is the private side. Okay, just for clarity. All right, there's a lot that comes with operating on the private side. And so, of course, you can be placed on the do not detain list. Once you start to really study contract law and consumer law, there are a lot of things that you used to do and participate in that you no longer have to do. I'll just put it there. Okay. All right. So yeah, you are not poor. You never were. Your wealth is in a trust account, and you have been made a trustee, and others have been made the beneficiary of your trust, your cestui que vie. This happened to you at birth. If you look on your birth certificate, you'll see on the bottom, and it says informant. If you look on my community post, I posted a very important document there that explains to you how this all came to be. All right. So if you go on my post, it explains to you how this all happened from your birth and the BC. It literally says informant at the bottom. You have been placed from the law of the land, from under the law of the land to the law of the sea, water, maritime law. Okay? And law means it's the land, air, and water. Okay? So we've been placed under the law of water. Okay? And so if you do not understand consumer law, you need to start studying it. If you don't understand or understand contract law, if you don't comprehend contract law, you need to study contract law. Okay. If it's something that you just, because there is a thing called multiple intelligences, and some of us just don't get the lingo. We do, we don't get the verbiage. We don't get it. It would behoove you to work with someone reputable, work under someone who does know and who does get it. You'll have to search for that person yourself. Okay. And you'll have to decipher, if this is someone that you feel that you can trust to help you regain, your power back. Okay. So if you go into that brother's page, he goes step by step and he shows you exactly how to fill out the form to amend your status. And so go ahead on there and watch the video, and hopefully it will be beneficial to you. But there are a lot of things that we have been in the dark about that others who have been privileged because they haven't been bogged down by oppression, okay, that they knew about that we didn't know about, okay? Some people, let's just say, have not been paying bills because they know they're supposed to discharge debt and not be paying it. Oh, some people been doing that while we sitting up here been paying all these bills. Like, seriously. Some people. Okay. So that's all that I have. That's all that I have. But remember to know thyself. It is the greatest commandment, because we are in a time now, not coming up on a time. We are in a time now where we really do need to know thyself. We need to know how this machine works. We need to know how consciousness works. We need to know these things. We need to know how to heal ourselves. I've healed myself multiple times. We're in the time where we need to know how to do these things. We knew how to do them. We just need to relearn them. This is not our first rodeo. Okay? You came here to accomplish something so that you can continue to evolve to a higher height and level. That's why you came here. That's if you have a soul. Okay? Very important to know your blood type. Very important. Everything about you is important. There isn't anything about you that's not profoundly important. You should know your blood type. It's a reason why you have it. It tells you a lot about who you are, what you do. There isn't a one size fit all diet. There isn't. There are things that I eat that my son can't eat, and vice versa. Some blood is iron based, some copper based. You need to know your blood type. When you're meeting people, it's important to know what their blood type is. It helps you to know the being that you are dealing with. It gives you their personality trait, their chart. It tells you who you are dealing with. It tells you who you're compatible with. Very important to know. So when you're meeting someone, and ladies and gentlemen, and you're thinking about making and creating a life with someone, you need to know their blood type. These are the questions that you should be asking. It tells you a lot about compatibility. And these aren't things that we have been accustomed to asking, right? Because we've only been surface level. Oh, he cute. Oh, she's pretty. Oh, she's got a fat butt. Oh, she's got breasts. Oh, she on the outside, she's what I like, or he's what I like. But you don't know the fabric of this man. You don't know him. So you need to ask these questions. And if there's anyone that you are dealing with and they are being elusive, right? And they don't want you to get to know them. Leave their ass alone. You are not obligated to waste any of your time currency on someone who's being aloof, on someone, who clearly does not want you to know them. You don't need to play any games. Just bid them farewell and continue on and journey on. Okay? You shouldn't be confused about anything. Okay? Yeah, the name of the video, yeah, I can actually. Just bear with me one moment. I surely can. Hold on one second. And it was fairly recent. Hold on. Let me okay, here it is. Let me see. You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in the description box. Hold on one second. That's what I'm going to do. I'll put it in the description box because he makes so much content about this. I mean, he's truly dedicated years in doing this, and so I'll put it in the description box, but it's like step by step on how to get your state to become a state national, step by step in becoming a state national, something to that effect. I will put it in the description box, so come back and you will see it in the description box. Okay. Okay. So it should, okay. So you know that you have the right video if it's 4 hours long. Now you don't have to wait 4 hours to get the gist of the information. He gives it in the first couple of hours, like step by step. So if it's 4 hours, then you know that you have the right video. That's the one that's 4 hours. Okay. So I'm glad you found it. But that's going to change. That's going to help you. Okay. It's going to help anyone who wants to know how to do that. Okay. But yeah, know the person that you're with, know thyself. Okay. So it's important that we get back into our ancient mind, our mother mind, our right mind. You hear people say, oh, he wasn't in his right mind, or she wasn't in her right mind. Right. So you want to get back. We've been in this mind, the left mind, right? But we need to get back into our mother mind. It's very important, very, very important. And so that you're asking these questions, so that back in the day, okay, in ancient times when marriages were arranged in some cultures, that was one of the things that were done, the matching of the blood types. Okay. It's deep. Some things I won't get into now, but certain blood ain't supposed to be mixed. Not. That's why it was immensely important to know what the blood type was of the mate, of either the male or the female, okay, or the wombed man. So very important that you know that. Very, very, very important. Some of the things that I've learned, I'll have to see if spirit moves me to do a video for you guys on on blood, and blood types, and what we've lost via the mixing of blood. All blood is not created equal. It's not. So really important that you know that. Okay. So does anybody have any questions? if you all are also needing like assistance with moving to Mexico, or any of the lands in which I have gone, whether it's over on the continent of Africa, or in Central America, or in North America. Like if you're needing any assistance, or if you're stuck somewhere, um, you can email me. Now, for the assistance with moving, that's mahogany migration at gmail.com. If you just, have some general questions, about travel, you can email me there. You can email me through Journey Through Alkebulan. But if you are ready to make the move, and live a more beneficial and profitable and balanced and peaceful and healthy life, right? And if you're ready to make that move, you can email me at mahoganymigration at gmail.com. And I'll put it here. Okay. All right. So, does anybody, have any questions? How have you guys been doing? How are you feeling? Is there anything that, any questions that you may have, whether it's about, moving abroad, or anything, before I say so long, farewell? Um, Let me know. Drop a comment, and let me know. But yeah, it's this life has been so beautiful, so beautiful, and this is a life that I have manifested. I've had some low bottoms, I've had some low times, but I've been able to pull myself out every time, and they are lessening and lessening and lessening. And I just feel so grateful to have my power, to have my power back. But know thyself, know what you put in your mouth and how the body reacts and responds to the various types of foods that you put into your mouth. Know the energy level of the food that you put into your mouth. There are charts out there. This is the age of information. Ignorance is a choice at this juncture. Absolutely 100% facts. Facts. Ignorance is a choice at this juncture. Like, there's so much information. There's a chart that lets you know, what the energy level of your various fruits are and your veggies are. There isn't anything that is hidden, okay, from you. So know thyself, know what you put in your body, know what you're putting on your body. I've noticed that I haven't even really needed to wear deodorant, right? um of course, if you're making your own natural deodorant, kudos to you. But I've noticed that I haven't even had to use like too much deodorant, or none really, as of late. The last like week or so, like I'm like, oh, I don't even have to wear it. No smell, no anything. Just because of what, I'm putting into my body. Like I said, I have felt like I just don't need to eat. I really have not had an urge to eat like I used to eat. Like, I couldn't even imagine like going back to scarfing down like 3 big ass meals per day, as we were falsely taught, under the programming, okay, the NAA programming, okay. And so, yeah, I the need to eat has just, it's lessened and lessened and lessened. So know the things that you're putting in your body. Know how the body um reacts to those various foods that you're putting in your body. Know the digestion process, digestive process. Know that, very important. Know how long it takes for your body to process various foods. A lot of times, diabetes, if you listen to the word diet, diabetes. It's an issue of diet. From my own research, you can do your own. I'm not a doctor. This is from my research. Okay. What I have come to know that it is an issue of diets. Okay. And that's why knowing your blood type is very important, but also knowing how long it takes for certain foods to digest, knowing how certain foods interact with your body chemistry. So even if you don't have diabetes or insulin resistance or high blood pressure, whatever it is, even if you don't have, but specifically with the diabetes, it's important that you have a machine, so that you know, like after you eat a particular food, you can start to do your own research about your body. How does your body react when you eat a particular food? How high is your blood sugar raised when you eat a particular food? It's not going to be the same for everybody, because it's not a one size fit all. So I would encourage you to get a machine. They have the things now where you just keep them in your arms, and you don't have to have or be battling with diabetes to have it. It is for you to educate yourself on your body and how it reacts to various types of foods. And so if you see that you're eating a particular type of food, and you see that it's raised your blood sugar high, then you know that you might want to take it easy on those particular types of food. Eating too close together. Eating too close together. Again, the way that we were taught, eating these 3 big meals a day. Let's say a typical day, you're going into the office and you get there around 9 o'clock and you've eaten a meal. You've gotten a breakfast. And next thing you know, 3 hours later, 12 o'clock, here you go getting a big ass lunch. And then you're snacking in between. And then you get home and you cook a big ass dinner. And then, when does the body when does it have time to digest all of this food? And then you wonder why our community is struggling so bad with diabetes and hypertension. Okay, so very, very, very important to know thyself. So while I've been focusing on travel to Mexico, yes, it's so many different lands. Explore them all. Like, explore them all. Mexico has been a jewel among jewels. It will always be home to me. Like, always be home to me. Um, as I've become more and more enlightened, and as I have been so blessed to travel to so many different lands, I have learned not to put myself in anybody's box, like no one's box, like because of what I know and what I've learned, like these people, what they've done, like change names of lands, okay? Put dams and rivers and shit over indigenous lands, okay? Um, Calling them something else, like what I've learned, it has taught me, again, not to put myself in a box, not to put myself in an Africa box, not to put myself in an anything box, because that land that you're now calling Africa, if you only knew, okay, at one time this whole place was called Kemet, Egypt, everything. Why do you think that the plates fit together like a puzzle? It should tell you something. They were one. So I don't need to put myself in anybody's little box. I love my time over in Africa. I shall return and enjoy some more of it. But like, home to me is wherever I place my precious feet, because I am a cosmic citizen. I am a cosmic citizen. So wherever I place my precious feet, is home. It is home. Period. Over in America, home. I don't split up the Americas, whether it's central, whether it's north and south. It's one. It's America in my book. In my book. So I don't put myself in anybody's box. So yes, come and experience Mexico. It is such a beautiful and wonderful place. I don't know where you're thinking about coming. I don't know if you're moving or visiting or thinking about moving or visiting, but either or, there are just so many beautiful places here. You've got the Caribbean coast, you've got the Yucatan, a lot of history here. I mean, even in Mexico City, there's a lot of history there. I mean, there's just too many beautiful places here for you to really enjoy. Um, Definitely a place where you can come and heal thyself. Definitely a place where you can come and heal. Um, Very affordable. Although I love it. That's the one thing I wanted to say. The price, like when we were here before, because we come and go, right? We are residents, and so um, when we were here before, like there was the food was so inexpensive. Like the food was so inexpensive. And we was like, dang, like this is such a difference, like from Costa Rica, because in Costa Rica the food is hella expensive, like in the grocery stores, right? But when we came before, this is probably a good 2 years ago, it was like I could get like so much food for just like 40 $45 USD, like bags and bags of food. But what I have noticed is that in the stores, the food is like it's going up. Those bags have lessened. It's still, you know, maybe a bit cheaper than in the States. So I would say it's always important when you coming over and you're getting food. If you're getting like your produce, just get it from the locals, the local farmers that you see like on the street, as opposed to getting it from the major grocery stores, because of course they have to turn a profit, and it's just getting more and more pricey, more and more pricey, right? So I can say that as more and more people continue to come to this beautiful land, um, the even the rent prices are like they're going up, but it's still very cheap to buy. Like I was looking the other day on the marketplace, and there was like a beautiful home, 3 bedroom, 2.5 bath, on sale for 15K USD. You're not gonna find it there over on the other side. You're not. Okay. So they still have that advantage. Like if you're wanting to buy, you can definitely get bang for your buck like here. But the rent is still significantly lower. Like we were just in at home on the other side, in H Town, and oh my goodness, cray expensive, like cray. So I mean, you're talking about 1 bedroom for like over 2K. Yeah, no. I was like, time to go. So, so you have that. Even home, in DC, like I said, I was paying 2,200 for rent there, just for a 1 bedroom in a very like desirable area, because I'm not going to lower my standards. Like, so yeah, it's still significantly lower, but I can say honestly that the prices are going up. They are. And so as people continue to relocate to a particular place, it's inevitable that, the prices are going to go up. It's inevitable because, it's a capitalistic market. Um, yes, healing. The stuff that I saw going on over there, on our, over in the States. Just extremely disheartening, extremely disheartening. But again, I'm not going to forsake that land. That's still the land of my ancestors. I'm not going to forsake that land. My ancestors' blood is in that soil as well. So I would never forsake that land. Their blood is in the soil on the continent of Africa. I'm not going to forsake that land. Their blood is in the soil over in Europe. It's in the soil all throughout this planet. So I'm not going to forsake that land. And I don't, like I said, subscribe to putting myself in a particular box. Not when you know who you truly are. So, yeah. Love local, connecting. Such a beautiful, and I'm not going to sugarcoat anything, and you guys know that. Is it all peaches and cream here? No, it's not. Are there times, where we have exchanges, or where we've been in situations that were less desirable, or where I felt like we were being disrespected and dishonored? Absolutely. People have issues everywhere. So we've most definitely gotten crazy stares. More and more that I come back, I start to experience more things, right? So we've gotten crazy stares. There have been some places that we've gone to where my son was followed around in the store, and I had to check somebody, right? And that's just ignorance. And it's because they're listening to the propaganda, that has been, and how we've been negatively portrayed, in Western media. And so, a lot of them are just still operating in that ignorance, and some are operating in what they have been taught, right? But for the most part, it's been beautiful. When I walk these streets, I know that I can walk them in peace without being harassed, without being accosted, right? Without being brutalized. My son can do the same. When I walk by someone, they will say, buenas tardes, buenos dias, buenas noches. They speak, right? So, they look you in your eye, they speak to you. We've most of the time we've been helped, and very, very well received. But have we had some, less desirable interactions here? Yes, we have. But overall, the good outweighs the bad, right? It outweighs it. Absolutely. Absolutely. And for my son, as a melanated young king, that he can go out here and he can walk, and when people see him, that they smile at him and they greet him, right? And when the officers see him, they are protecting him, right? Instead of trying to do bodily harm to him. That's the peace that we have. That's the peace that we have. And that's why, again, I sway, because I do plan to own land over in the States. However, it's whenever the spirit, and if the spirit ever says, hey, it's time for you to do that. Because I'm not going to play games with anybody about my son. I'm not. I don't play those games. Right? So that I don't have to turn into the fiercest lioness that you probably have ever seen, it's best, that I am not in an environment that will force me to have to turn that way, right? So that's the peace, that we have. And it is what we're extremely grateful for. And so I'm just so grateful to the officers and everyone, who makes us feel home here, and allow us to be in peace and to live in peace and harmony. So yes, I love this land. I love Alkebulan. I am Alkebulan walking. So wherever I am, so is Alkebulan. And that is it. All right. So if you guys don't have any more questions, it's such a joy to come on and just share with you, commune with you. I love you all, and just continue to do your work. Hopefully I'll come back if spirit moves with a deep exchange. You guys can drop a comment if there's something in particular that you would like for me to talk about. I want to get more interviews going on the channel. So if you are interested in interviewing on Journey Through Alkebulan, please email me at journeythrough@gmail.com. I would love to have you on. If you want to discuss, about traveling abroad, or what your fear is, whatever it is, whatever you feel that you have to offer, you can email me at journeythroughalkebulan@gmail.com, and we can, discuss, how we can have you on this platform to have a beautiful exchange. Okay. All right. That is mutually beneficial. All right. So if you don't have any more questions, until next time, you all be good. All right. See you.